Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Secretary Coburn, please proceed with roll call.
Okay. President Burns,
Here.
Vice President Sepulveda,
Here.
Treasurer Joyce,
Here.
Chief of Staff Mitchell.
Here.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to move on to the approval of the minutes. I sent them out in the email yesterday. Look, it went out one day earlier this time. Hayden did a great job. And anyway, I entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the May 29th meeting.
Carrie said motion.
Seconded.
Seconded.
All those in favor of May 29th minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
The car is also in favor.
Okay.
All those opposed? And all those abstaining? Great, that passes. Now moving on to open forum. Is there anyone here for open forum? Seeing none, moving on to officer reports. I'll start. My officer report for this month has been truthfully the fact that it's been vacation time, and it's been a good opportunity, I think, to relax and think about plans for this next year. I've been really trying to work on the website. I went through and updated and added the new officers and tried to clean up a couple things. And I've been brainstorming a couple ideas about how to change the way that our website works just to make it a lot more visually appealing, like adding content cards that show like a picture of the senator and like, their name and their major, maybe their hometown or classification, something that could, I think, elevate the experience to kind of give students at UT Tyler a place that they really can find their senator and it be more than just a name on a sheet. And then I also started planning for next year when it comes to thinking about midnight breakfast ideas, thinking about some initiatives that we're going to want to take advantage of and how to really be a voice for our students. So that's what I have.
Well, Vice President Medina, I've been on vacation. I've been in Mexico. I've been going to concerts. I've been going to games for the World Cup, and it's been great. I've been spending a lot of time with my family. But I did brainstorm on things for midnight breakfast, and I came up with kind of what I would want the Constitution Day to look like. Talked to Josh about that and talked to him about dates and things that I needed to know. And for midnight breakfast, just a couple other ideas that I'm not gonna be sharing today, just themes, but just been brainstorming on how we can make this midnight breakfast even greater. And also on the orientation for students and how I would like that to work. And I'll be talking about that today as well.
Secretary Coburn.
So I did the minutes for last meeting, and then I I made a template for the executive board post for Meet Your Executive Board, and I want to get everyone to send why they joined SGA or what they love about being in SGA, and then a picture that you guys like of yourselves to put for the post. So that's what I've been doing for my role. Otherwise, I've just been working for work. That's all.
Thank you, Treasurer Joyce.
So I guess the my main thing right now is what me and Josh, we just got the stalls figured out for this next year. So hopefully those are all in order and we got the right amount. And then I've been in contact with a woman that Josh relayed over to me about the canopy and like the pricing of getting a tent and like putting our symbol on it and everything. So I've been talking with her about that and how much that will cost. And then Josh has been helping me just like figure out like words and the spreadsheets and everything because obviously it's weird and stupid and everything. But that's mainly it. And then talking with Josh again about other things that have to do with being treasurer, I guess. Just like my committee reports and the changes that will be happening since Rachel is gone and Sodexo is gone and everything. But it's been good. So that's my report.
Thanks, Chief of Staff Mitchell.
For me, it hasn't really been too much. Like, it's just really been more work wise for me right now. But as of right now, like I said, I finished the Constitution things as well as I just need the other constitutions that did pass. Constitutions, oh wow. Sorry, amendments that did pass, Andrea. Whenever you get the chance, take your time, you're fine. So whenever I get those, I can finally email and update the website of our Constitution. And other than that, like I said, I'm permanently here as Chief of Staff. Y'all aren't getting rid of me. No, I'm playing. But like I said, I'm gonna be here for Chief of Staff also. If y'all want to review over the amendments I proposed as well in this meeting, we definitely can. Because like I said, I did finish those. So if you do want to go over those, we can today. But other than that, it hasn't really been too much on my side.
Well, thank you very much. And so with that, we're going to move on to old business. Does anyone have anything to add to old business? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to close old business.
Carrie said motion.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
All those opposed? And all those abstaining? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to open new business.
Carrie
Carrie
said motion.
Second.
I
Seconded.
entertain a motion to open midnight breakfast theme ideas discussion.
Yes.
Motion.
Can I get
Carrie
a
said
second?
motion.
Seconded. Sorry.
Thank you. So midnight breakfast is coming up this year. I don't have a date yet. Josh hasn't sent me a date, but I think now is a really good time for us to be thinking about some ideas that we have, some changes we want to make based on feedback from last semester to bring before the full Senate when they start in August. And so I just wanted to give everybody an opportunity to express any thoughts or ideas that they've had over the summer break and give us an opportunity just to have a good discussion.
Okay, so I think to not get it like crazy out there, I think we should start kind of like with the theme and like the direction that we want to bring midnight breakfast. Because whenever you have the theme set, kind of like you can go from there. And how you want like things to work out. In my opinion, I think entertainment is kind of like the thing that is lacking of what I've heard of a lot of people, even in our meeting with the new candidate for student affairs. People said, yeah, you get like a t-shirt, you get breakfast, but there's no like something else. Whenever I did the UC First Friday, when I worked for marketing, we did a casino night. I know it's kind of like not allowed to be like casino or whatever, but we did that in the ballroom and it was like such a blast. A lot of people showed up and a lot of people had fun. And I'm not sure if you guys would be up for like doing something like that and make it like breakfast in Vegas.
That sounds really interesting. There was one thing I did think about too, to add on to that, if we want to do that too. I was thinking that we do a kind of like space theme, like literally space, like something that do with like astronauts and all that.
My
Okay.
thought was Galaxy, so
Yes, Galaxy. There we go. It could be
that was me.
either one is fine, or I mean, it's a bigger theme. It's just really under one big umbrella. So I
Yeah,
mean,
just like that umbrella.
we could do Galaxy theme. Basically, literally, you could do midnight breakfast in space. Even that sounds a little cringy, but you know. But I think it would be a good idea. I also like your idea too, Andrea. That's a really good idea. That seems really interesting. I know you Pines did one too, a casino night, and they had a lot of people come out as well.
Yeah, I like both ideas. I was just thinking of something funny. Is the fact that we could bring back, instead of the little ghost man on the back of the Midnight Breakfast T-shirt that everyone loves, we could have an astronaut. And so I think that would be swoop in a spacesuit. I'm just saying would be kind of cool. Um, I think both ideas have good opportunities, and we can maybe look at building out both of those to present to the Senate and to let them decide in the end in August. My idea was also kind of the casino night, like Vice President Medina mentioned, because it gives us the ability, I think, to we could like have, like at arcades when you get tickets and you go up to a little thing and they give you a prize. We could do something like that where the orgs have all these games, and if you win, I guess in their eyes, they would give you a ticket or two, however many they award to said game, and then you could go redeem it for prizes later. So it'd be like a way that the more that you get involved with the orgs and the more that you go to their tables and the more you play their games, then you can get a reward. So it encourages people to go to all the org tables, which I think is would make orgs really happy because it would put Midnight Breakfast, it would put a large emphasis on participation.
Yeah, like kind of like I think your theme's going more towards like carnival kind of theme. And obviously we can like combine like a bunch of these things and like, do a whole it can be like a space theme, but it can be like these activities and a casino night in it. Like it doesn't have to be like, one solid idea. Um, and I think that's really good. I think the more that we keep like the students engaged with the organizations and all those things, and more activities and more engagement in general will bring more people in. And even like I know that UT Tyler does like this little bingo card that they say if you go to all of these tables, then you get a prize.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things where if you ended up combining them, you could have a space galaxy theme and then have like the arcade, org arcade where you go through and, play Galaga, quote unquote, to keep it with space, like in with all the orgs, and then you go back and you redeem your tickets. So we can kind of combine them all. I think it just depends on um, what everyone wants to do. And I think what our marketability could be for that. I think that's a really cool idea that we could explore.
For sure, it can be like arcade in space.
Ooh, that sounds really nice. I was gonna say casino in space, but we can't really name it that, but
Space gambling.
space.
Uh,
I don't know if we
no,
can use that
we
one.
would. I think we would be calling it, space arcade or something. Like, I think you could just call it Galaxy, but then like in the ballroom where all the orgs are, you could call
Mhm.
it, Org Arcade or something. Would be cool.
UT Tyler in space. Ooh, I like that.
That sounds cool. Or SGA in space.
Yeah, that,
SGA in space. I have to
Well,
get
you
some
know
glow
what?
in the dark
We
shoes.
can now that we're like brainstorming things like that, and we kind of have a direction on. We're agreeing that we want more engagement, and we kind of like the space idea. Then I think we can go from there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the purpose of this discussion is not to take a vote and actually decide, because I mean I think that's something we obviously want to allow our full Senate to do.
Mhm.
I think today was more of a um, get the opportunity to get some ideas out there and maybe have two ideas to present to them or three, to just say, hey, these are the ones we flesh out the most. If this is a direction you want to go in, great. If not, then we can look at somewhere else. So I think just kind of starting those conversations early so that we know what we're going to do when we start in the fall, because I guess I don't want to get into a situation like last year where midnight breakfast was so early we had to run 95 miles an hour from August 1st to September 30th.
Yeah, no, that was not good. Well, I think we can, well, to keep like the senators in, because obviously having a casino night will consist of, having multiple people run a table, which means we need the full Senate to be there. And we need like extra people from like the UC and stuff too, if they can run a table to do so. It's gonna require more people because it's gonna be more things. And obviously it will require us to buy all of the things for the casino night. So like cards and like, the roulette things. I can really talk to Chuck. He has kind of like all of the games. If he would allow us to borrow them or if it would be better for us to buy everything. And talk to the Senate about, hey, would you guys be interested in adding casino night to midnight breakfast, first of all, in the ballroom?
Yeah.
And second of all, a theme. So we have space, which is a good one. We can do now. We need to brainstorm on other things that be options for the Senate to vote on.
One fall, did we already do a Halloween theme for it? Because I feel like that's probably the most basic. Yeah, I figured.
1 year Midnight Breakfast was like super close to Halloween, so
Mhm.
I think it was my freshman year. Midnight Breakfast was like October 28th or something. Like it was like the same week. And so we had a big Halloween one. That was the one where it was the ghost. That was the ghost shirt. Um, but I think that was my first Midnight Breakfast. And then then last year we did the fall like festival theme. I'm trying to remember, we had the shirts with the leaves on them.
Mhm.
Um, but fall is usually when we want to make midnight breakfast the biggest, because at least in recent years we've had a much larger attendance in the fall than we have in spring, usually by about 1 or 200. So if we can make it, super big, then I think that would be great, just because it gives us the opportunity to get so many people engaged on campus. In tabling, I've been always trying to remember to mention to people about midnight breakfast. And, even if you don't want to join SGA or you don't want to be involved in this, then at least come to midnight breakfast and be aware of SGA if you ever need anything on campus. And so I think we can do some marketing and try to make it as big as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We could do a Y2K.
Okay.
Y2K. I see that's a really popular one around.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Unless y'all want to save that one for spring, because I feel like that would fit more in spring a little bit.
What does that mean?
Y2K is kind of like retro a little bit. I'm not the best at explaining it, but it's like early 2000s theme. So I want to say you have like it was back when they had flip phones, glitter, all that. Artists like Britney Spears was back then, all that. So I would say kind of like when you look up Y2K, I would look up Y2K like somewhere on Pinterest, and you can probably see it better than I can explain it.
Yeah. Y2K itself means year 2000.
Hmm.
And there was a thing back then that people just kind of started doing whatever they wanted to do, because a lot of people thought the world was going to like collapse
And
in the year 2000 because of electronic systems. Dates only went up to 1999. So like there was a big scare that people thought like banks would fail and like financial institutions would crash. And so people kind of, that's why, at least in part, that kind of the crazy, all over the place style of the 2000s came about. So I guess that's kind of inspiration behind it.
Mm, we can do, I mean, you said the carnival. You guys want to do like midnight carnival?
yeah, it'd be interesting.
I also had one, but I'm not sure. It's this like breakfast at the movies, where it's like a Hollywood red carpet breakfast.
Ooh.
And we have like, like popcorn mixed with the breakfast. And then students can dress up as their favorite celebrity. And as like entertainment, we can have like different movies going on in like different parts of the university, well, of the UC. So you can have one at the PC, one at the theater, and one outside. And like
Yeah.
students choose whichever they want to watch.
That's really cool. You could even make it like Night of the Museum-esque. Like
Mm,
you make it like a scavenger hunt within the UC for like different UT Tyler themed objects, and make it and like show different movies and things. The only thing I'll say about that is that when we did the movie on the plaza last semester, it did not work out very well. I think because we tried to do it before midnight breakfast, like to keep people there. But what I realized is that I went outside and everyone was much preferred to reserve their spot in line than to actually go sit and watch the movie.
yeah, I
Mm.
think it would have worked out if we would have put it during. That way
Mhm.
people would have like grabbed their breakfast and then go outside and then watch the movie.
Hmm.
I think that having it during would be a good idea. And then if you wanted to try the costume contest again, you could have it after the film, because then everyone's already gathered in the spot.
Yeah.
That's another good one.
So
Well, perfect.
So we have breakfast like at the movies or like Hollywood theme. We have a space theme. We have arcade and space. Mm, midnight carnival, midnight at carnival. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, midnight carnival. And that's it, right? Oh, and the Y2K. You're right. So those four. Does anybody want to add another one?
We have plenty now.
I think perfect. I think that gives us a good direction to go in and kind of have some ideas on the table so that um, Vice President Medina and all of us can all help to prepare for the Senate to come in August, and then us finally decide on a theme. So at least we can have some ideas going. Anyway, with all that being said, if no one has anything else, I entertain a motion to close the midnight breakfast theme ideas discussion.
Curious emotion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Sorry, I think it glitched. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? And all those abstaining? Great. I entertain a motion to open Constitution Day planning.
Carries that motion.
Seconded.
Alrighty. Well, that's me as well. So Constitution Day is September 17th. I talked to Yash about that, and that's the date. It will be preferably if we do it that day. And I think I have a couple questions. So, do we want this to be open to the public, or do we want this event to be only for SGA members? And if they want to invite somebody else that is interested in being in SGA, invite them over.
I think historically, like the Constitution Day event has been like tabling in the UC, like giving out things and telling people about the Constitution, I guess. And so I would say if we're going to host an event, then maybe we should try to keep it as totally community based as possible, so that we can reach more people.
Sorry, real quick. One, I'm not aware of Constitution Day, or I've never been to Constitution Day. Can you just give me like a brief summary of it again?
Well, Constitution Day is basically what it sounds like. So we table and we give people like little constitutions that we have at the office, and we answer questions. But I was thinking we could even add like some of the changes that our constitution has in SGA.
Right.
And obviously it's like a way of like putting our name out there.
Okay. Thank you.
I believe the day is September 17th, and I believe it's to commemorate the signing of the Constitution. Is kind of the whole point of the holiday itself.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. I really like that idea about talking about our Constitution and the changes it's gone through as well, to not only make more students aware, but also show that things are happening and things are changing within SGA, and that I think that's a really, really strong idea.
Yeah. I think it should be open to the public too. So me and Hayden have experienced this too at tabling, that a lot of people think SGA is just political, and it's not. It's more community based. So if we could definitely leave it open to the public to be able to tell them, hey, we're not all political. Literally, like, things can change. Like, you don't have to have this amount of votes, blah blah blah, all that. It's not party versus party, and you can do it. You're more of just a voice for the people instead, because a lot of people do think it's political. That is a main issue I've been realizing, why people don't want to join. So I would definitely open it to the public just so we can go over some of that, and just definitely tell them about the changes to the Constitution that we have had, because we've had a lot so far. So
Yes, I completely agree. And it will be, a tabling. We can buy like refreshments, like if you guys want to buy like drinks and put them in a cooler, or buy like cookies or something, like chips, like people can just grab on. And table, obviously, we can take turns tabling depending on like how long we're gonna be tabling for. And I think it will be cool if we print out kind of like the Constitution changes, but like in a bigger slide or whatever, and show those off. So when people ask, hey, what's that? Then we able to like tell them what that is.
Yeah, I think that's great. We could probably do it in the UC, and either in the middle, like off to the side where the theater is. And I think that would give us, the most access to students. And it just, depending, budget budget constraints. We could also look at maybe like serving pizza or something if depending on how flexible we are there and how much we're projecting midnight breakfast to cost. But I think it's a good opportunity. There's old pictures of people dressed up in costumes, and I
I
will say I
did see
believe
that.
they're in the office. So I think we should dress up because I think it would be funny.
I think it would definitely draw attention. So I don't know if I will do it. But hey, President, you should totally dress up as George Washington.
You know what? If the costume is there, I will dress up as George Washington. You can have that in writing. There you go.
All right.
I will do it.
Sounds good. So you just, sorry.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, just keeping that in mind that we might need like Sam, we're gonna need probably to set up some money for that if we do decide to, buy food or some type of refreshment for that tabling. And the constitutions, we have millions of constitutions in the office and decoration for it, so we don't need to buy anything else.
Okay.
And just if we are okay with that, then I can put it in Patriots Engage for our tabling and reserve that spot on that day. Just let me know what time though. Like what time would be good.
Yeah, that's something we can definitely look into. Yeah, I think I think we have some really good ideas to kind of make it special again. It seems like in the past I did a little bit more for Constitution Day than we have in the last few years. So just trying to bring it back, I think, and remind people of why, um, you know, why we celebrate the Constitution, why our country is founded on principles and things like that. But there are hundreds of decorations in the office for Constitution Day. I found they have a bunch of voter registration forms, so I think they also kind of made it about registering to vote in the past. So we can either go down that direction or not. Depends. That'd be a Josh question, but I think we have a lot of good ideas, and just trying to plan it out and make it a little less last minute than I think it has been in the last several years.
What times do you think would be good?
I think let me send out a form to everybody because I don't know if everyone has their school schedules yet. So then we can see like when everyone is actually free. I mean, I'm sure we're going to try to do it around lunchtime because that's when people are going to be in the UC. I could say we could shoot for like 11 to 1 or something, and fill it out in shifts so that everyone gets there.
Okay. Okay, to give me an idea, because I know that, things fill out fast in Patriots Engage, and the sooner we get that down, the better.
Absolutely. Does anyone have anything else to add to Constitution Day planning? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to close Constitution Day planning discussion.
Carrie said motion. Seconded. Sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? And all those abstaining? Okay, does anyone have anything else to add for new business?
Yes, I said a motion to talk about senator orientation training.
Carrie said motion.
Okay, so I know we kind of talked about, yes, we wanted two separate trainings, one with all senators, not kind of like not the new ones or not like the special elections one yet, and then another one later on in the semester. So I'm thinking, what if we make the orientation like the first general orientation at the first meeting of SGA? We can just make it like a point of new business where we introduce, if there's new members there, introduce the new members and go through like some of the basic training for senators. So kind of like reminders of, you need to say this, you need to say like you have three excuse absences, all of those like basic things. We can make a slideshow and go over those and answer questions. And then, later tell them, hey, we're going to have an extra one where we can go more in detail with all of these things. If you guys have more questions or you guys didn't know how this will work out. And that way they can attend that one as well. But that's after we already have special elections and more people join at that point.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that's great. It gives us the opportunity to train the people that are coming back and kind of give everybody a brief reminder. And then when the new senators are elected and we have a full, a more full Senate, then we have the big social day and the larger training. I think that's great.
Okay.
Or do you also want to continue the Canvas course too, or do we want to? How do we want to do with that? Because I know I had to do. Well, I didn't have to do it because I came towards the end, but I know the Canvas course was there for new SGA members to do it. So, do we want to continue doing that? Do we want to get rid of that?
I think it was a I think it was effective. I still have access to it. I don't know if anyone else does, and y'all probably don't have admin access if you even can see it. But so then I can go in there and try to add everybody. If we want to put time into doing it, then I'm definitely willing to go in there and build that out. What do you guys think?
I think it was beneficial. I mean, you have all of the amendment there,
Mhm.
and you kind of can go over that. And also, I think Chris can use that course in his meetings to go over things too. I think
Okay.
that'll be beneficial for that committee as well.
Okay, yeah, and we can build it out, and I'll definitely brainstorm some ideas about how to make it better, like to make it a hub for like each committee can have like their section in the course where maybe we can have like meeting notes and agendas and things to where it can act more as a hub rather than just like a training,
Mhm.
place.
Yeah, like I
Would
said,
would y'all benefit from that? Like if I built it out to where you guys could have have notes from your meetings and ideas and things within that course itself?
I would like that. Like I said, I definitely agree with Andrea with that. I would definitely want my section of it, especially with rules committee and all that. I would definitely want a section just for them to be able to do it. And I do think it will be good for it to be in sections for especially for the new senators that are coming in so they can see what we all do and what the different branches do, like what the president does, what the vice president does. It will be really beneficial in that way too. So they won't be asking because there is a question, hey, what does the president, what does the chief of staff do? Instead of having to ask that question, it could be right there for them. And not only is it in our constitution, but it'll be on the Canvas course as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's great. And I think it could help with training people and help with organization of just to keep everything in one place so that if someone needs something from SGA, you say, hey, it's in the Canvas course. And so that we're ready to go. Okay, I can work on that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I
then
do think. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrea.
I was just gonna say another benefit of that is having those notes open to everybody. If you want to join another committee and you're not part of the group meeting, you're able to see, hey, this is what they do. This is what they talked about last meeting. If you missed the meeting, to keep on, hey, you really wanted to know what they talked about, they have that information. Or if they wanted to, like, not in the group meet, but they want to see first what's about, that's also helpful for that.
Yeah.
It could be useful. In like, because I wanted at the beginning of the year, I want to do a thing where they send a picture of themselves and write something and like their favorite snack or something. And I think that could be like a good assignment to put in there because we've been talking the last 2 years about making a post for each college senator, but we never get around to getting the pictures from each senator. So I think that could be a good way to get those pictures and information and contact stuff about them.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We could definitely make an assignment to where, and especially if we go down the track of the website with doing like the photos and the descriptions and names and things for associated with people, it could be a really efficient way to actually gather that. So I think that's great. I love that idea. Does anyone have anything else to add to orientation discussion / senator training?
Not have anything.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I entertain a motion to close our orientation / senator training discussion.
Carrie said motion.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? And all those abstaining? Does anyone have anything else to add for new business? Okay, with that, I entertain a motion to close new business.
Carrie said motion.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? And all those abstaining? Moving on to advisor comments. Our advisor's not here, so we do not have any advisor comments. And then moving on to announcements. Our next General Assembly meeting is July 13th at 5:30 p.m. So in case it's not in your calendars already, I just went ahead and added it here. And then Constitution Day is September 17th. So I'll go ahead and make that an announcement now. And then if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm, willing to work with you guys on anything. So, I'm excited for a good year. With that, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Carrie said motion.
Seconded.
Great. Thank you.